Hi, I did a video a couple of weeks ago and I've been asked to come back, and if you remember my first video, I talked about my older son who passed away, and one of the questions that was asked of me is how do I take care of myself since then? And I think there's 3 or 4 things. The first thing is I try to keep my mind occupied at all time. I work out almost every day. I get 8 hours of sleep. I try to eat well. And I guess more importantly, I try to be more sensitive to people who've gone through something similar. Very recently, a cousin of mine lost her mom, and I've been reaching out to her because I kind of know what the deal is. And then another friend of mine lost their spouse, and it's not just the day that they lose, it's 2 or 3 months after that I try to stay in contact with them. One of the other questions was, do I swim? I can swim, but I don't swim as part of my routine. I get my cardio through tennis. I play tennis 2 or 3 times a week, and I also use an elliptical machine if I don't get my tennis in. The next question was, what do I see someone doing in the gym that's really, really silly? And I think there are 2 things. The first thing is that they sit at a machine with their phone and they're scrolling for 10 minutes, taking up as if they're in their own living room, and I think that's kind of rude and silly. The second thing I see is people sitting at the crunch machine and trying to work off 30 or 40 pounds of extra weight, just trying to crunch it off, and it's kind of a silly exercise for those people that are really overweight. Another question was, what did I do with my son that was fun? My son loved basketball. We would go to Knick games. I used to have season tickets to the Knick games. Secondly, he really loved to travel. So we've been to Italy, just him and I. We've been to Mexico, just him and I. And we've been to the Caribbean a couple of times. And I could remember those times as put a smile on my face. Another question was, who is a bodybuilder that I emulate or look up to? Quite frankly, I don't know any bodybuilders. And I could say humbly, maybe 5 years ago I had 0 definition, and so I do everything naturally. So I don't look at magazines. I don't know any bodybuilders. So kind of all natural. The last question was, what's the best gym I ever worked out in? And you know, I have a couple of gyms that I go to. One here in Florida and one in New York City. And quite frankly, if I'm in a hotel, whatever the gym is, I could find bands or push-ups and sit-ups to get my work in. So I don't know if I have a perfect gym. Lastly, I do very short videos on Instagram and on Facebook called Primeat70. And it talks about what I do, how I dress, how I eat, how I work out, silly things, some good things that maybe extend people's lives. If you like it, it's Primeat70 on Instagram and Facebook. Hey, thanks for the opportunity. I appreciate it.